welcome to Talking Comics issue 23. We're back with Zach. We haven't seen you for so long.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Ah, where have you been?
You know.
No, I don't care where you've been. I'm just glad you're back. No, I'm not actually glad you're back. I'm just.
Oh, you missed me.
Oh.
Let's face it. Let's face it.
Do I?
Yeah.
All right.
Rich is good. Don't get me wrong, but
we need a bit of a
no replacement.
We need a Zach attack, don't we? We need a bit of Zach attack. Okay, let's just whatever. Okay, so what are we going to start with? Come on, what have you got? Why don't we start with you? No, let's start with you. You haven't been here for ages, and we want to hear you talk.
Ultimate Spider-Man. Newish Ultimate Spider-Man.
This is Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yep. After the reboot, after Ultimatum, though, if you haven't seen our opinion on Ultimatum, we've done Ultimatum, haven't we?
No, we didn't do Ultimatum.
We've just mentioned it in passing.
We have mentioned how crap it was in passing.
Yes. If you haven't heard our opinion on Ultimatum, we didn't like it.
No, we didn't like it.
Didn't like it, to say the least.
Ultimatum was pants.
Yeah. However, the best thing to come out of it was this.
Yeah?
Yeah, was this. I read it last night. I know, last minute preparation for this show, but it was fantastic.
Glad to see you're doing your homework.
I know.
I'm glad to see you doing
You
your
are a
homework.
teacher.
I know.
I have to appease you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn straight. So
you always do that.
Oh, well,
you get me lost half the time.
Yeah, that's because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Who did it even? Who's written this? Who did the art?
Right,
Start talking.
Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man. Always Brian Michael Bendis. He is the Ultimate Spider-Man god. Drawn by Sarah Shelley. Lovely art.
Yes.
Lovely art. And it's the introduction of Miles Morales, who, if you don't know already, after Peter Parker's dead in the Ultimate Universe, and they brought in this new Ultimate Spider-Man, who basically it's basically an origin story, and it's basically the same origin. He's bitten by a spider, which Norman Osborn created. But it was brilliant. I mean, they brought the character out from like nowhere. I mean, because the Ultimate was at rock bottom at this point. I mean, it was rubbish. It was rubbish. But this was a fantastic story. I mean, Miles gets bitten by a spider, and his uncle's a crook. And you want to find out what happens to him. You fall in love with Miles. You fall in love with that character.
So we spoke about last week about Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I can't wait.
Are you excited?
Yeah, Spider-Man was brilliant.
Do you know what? I read Spider-Man 1 because you kind of, convinced me to read it.
Kind of, sort of.
And I was sitting there going, what, really? Spider-Man 1? Was that really that good? And I read it and it was incredible.
Perfect comic. That's like what this is. It's their perfect comic. It has wit, it has action, it has everything you want from a comic book.
But I hear that the Spider-Man, Spider-Man, I hear that the Ultimate Spider-Man is kind of dipping a little.
Well, I've only read the first 6, so I can't tell you about it later on.
I don't know, I haven't read it. That's just what I heard. So you'd let us know in the comments section below what you think of the new, or the latest, Ultimate Spider-Man comic.
Miles Morales, Peter Parker, which one do you prefer? That's going to be a landslide for Peter.
Oh, Peter Parker, Miles Morales, below, again.
You?
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. It's got to be
Peter Parker. It's got to be. What about you?
Yeah, Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. You can't. It's like it's like someone saying Ben Riley was
especially this Doc Ock nonsense.
Doc Ock. What's wrong with the Doc? Wait a minute. I was just about to start my next review, and you dissing the Doc Ock. What's that about?
You've read Superior,
yeah,
presumably.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good story. It's a nice little change.
Yeah,
but they better bring Peter back.
They had Casper in there.
Yeah. I like that, especially issue 2. It's all about Casper.
It's all about Casper.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, best that way. Best go and read it. I'm not going to spoil it any more than that. But you didn't like it?
I loved it.
So you liked it then?
It was wrong. I want Peter back.
You sound like a little baby. I want Peter back. Oh, why is he taking him away? It's like, Dad Slot, you beat me down. It's like you got bullied and now you're having a little cry.
Yeah, I know. I'll have words with him when I meet him.
Will you?
Again, I've already met him actually.
Yeah, but he's going to be at the LSCC.
Both?
At the limited edition booth. Okay, well I think we should get on with our next review.
Go for it.
Because we've been just going off the topic.
As we
always do. I've got 3 books here, but they're really part of the same biz. It's Chew. And it's an interesting book by John Layman and Rob Guillory. Guillory doing the artwork, I believe. And it's about this weird kind of world where you've got this kind of detective who is able to understand where something has been and come from when he tastes it. So
it's a great premise.
Yeah, it's a brilliant premise, and it means that, for example, because he's a policeman or a detective, when he tastes someone's blood, he can find out maybe who the killer was, or it's that kind of stuff. It's this kind of preemptive ability to understand the past of whatever he tastes.
It sounds ridiculous.
It does sound ridiculous, but it works. It works, and I think that only Layman could do the job of actually making that work. What's even more weird is that this is a world where chicken is banned.
Yeah.
chicken
Yeah,
is
exactly.
like totally banned. Like if you get caught eating chicken, you're going to jail, and that's who they actually work for. They're working for
It's the police, isn't it?
It's like a special police force who are investigating people who are supplying like chicken, and there's like vegetables that taste like chicken and stuff. It's really weird. It's quite weird.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, isn't it? Like, it's not something you.
And my favourite thing, right, and you won't find this in the first book. He turns up later. Is that there is like a deadly chicken? Have you ever? Did you get that far?
Again, no. I only read the first volume.
Right. So there is like a deadly chicken, and it's
Is this a special agent?
It's yeah, I suppose it is. You know, if they're sort of dropping bombs, they drop this chicken. Look, I'm telling you, these books are awesome. Every single one of the Chew comics, without fail, has been top notch. In fact, I would put it in my top 5 graphic novels being released currently.
Okay. I thought that was going to be a much bolder statement.
No. And the reason I had to lower that a little bit was because there are a lot of really great things coming out, and it's not just as simple as saying this is the best thing ever. You know, I could say that every week if I come down here, oh yeah, this is the best graphic novel I've ever read. No, it's not the best graphic novel I've ever read, but it is really good. Okay, and it's so hot right now. It must be flying out the shop. You buy a graphic novel down here.
In graphic novel form, yes.
Yeah, it just flies, right? So, you know, the graphic novels, seriously, pick them up. They're absolutely great. I always like to have one bone of contention.
I don't know what his opinion is on this yet, so I'm going to be as surprised as you are.
I always like to have one bone of contention with Zach. And my bone of contention today is the hefty A versus X hardcover.
Go on then, what do you think?
I really love the A versus X.
Right.
And I detest, and want to rip it out of this book, the AVX, the battles.
I completely agree.
Do you?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what got me most about that?
What?
You know, it's like bit in AVX 3 where it's like, scan this with your Marvel AR.
Yeah.
It's like, read half the book.
Yeah.
And me not owning anything that can do a Marvel AR, I was just sitting there.
Do you know what I did?
I'm missing half a book here.
I did all of them. And you know what they all were? Look at this original art. Oh, look at this MTV.
No.
Look at this MTV Geek thing where they start talking about A versus X and how they came up. And it was just like, Marvel, shut up.
There's one issue where one of the characters speaking in Russian. And it says,
to translate.
And I was like, I paid for half a book here, so I can't read half the things you say.
But let me tell you, you didn't miss anything. It was something like...
Oh, yeah, well...
It was something like...
It was rubbish to begin with.
Yeah. Do you know what? The thing that really got on my nerves was the battle between Captain America and Gambit.
Right.
Did you see that battle?
Most probably.
Do you remember it at all?
No.
basically in the book, Captain America and Gambit, you know, they have the 6 comics where 2 characters have a fight. They're all crap. Apart from possibly... No, they're all crap. They were just all crap. I just wasn't a big fan of any of them. Specifically, that one really got on my nerves. Because Gambit, right, has the ability to make anything pretty much explode, right? And
he's not going to blow up Captain America.
He did! He threw something at Captain America and made him blow up. And the guy just turned up with a little bit of a scratch. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me, right? Right, you've got to be kidding me. Captain America got done by a bullet, for God's sake. In the death of Captain America, someone walked up and just shot him with a gun. Don't give me crap. I'm sorry. That was the worst versus battle I've ever seen. It was so pants.
Right, more about the main book. Let's steer away from how bad versus were.
The main storybook was a popcorn movie enjoyment book. Okay.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not got a massive amount of depth to it unless you've understood everything that happened in House of M and everything that's happened in Cable and X-Force and everything that's happened around the backstory of why this girl is the one.
How would you rate it as an event?
As an event, it's the best one that we've seen in 3 years. What were the last 2? Do you remember?
Siege.
And?
Oh, God.
Fear Itself.
God, Fear Itself was terrible.
And Siege and Fear Itself.
Siege was enjoyable. It was
were
too
crap.
short. No, Siege was enjoyable.
No,
it was too short for an event, and there wasn't enough to it.
No, Siege basically was just a whole load of plot points pushed into a book without any storyline. Okay, it was like da da da, guy dies, da da da, guy dies, da da da, and he loses.
It's like Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
just yeah.
I'm not a big fan of books that just forced plot points without any build up, any depth to the characters, and it's just a total waste of time. And so, like, Siege and Fear itself was dire. I actually think it's Fraction's worst work.
It was just horrible. Even that first issue, I just went, this is not going to go well.
Well, do you know what? You know when you read something, do you notice that I was just thinking about this today? You buy the first issue of something and you're thinking, that really wasn't that great. But I bought the first issue. I'm committed to buying all the rest like a complete plonker, and they're still crap.
So many books.
Yeah.
Take home this many books each week. Read about this many. It's nice.
So we're in agreement. Congratulations, well done.
We've had like a few weeks off.
I know, but you know what? I think we've actually had a couple of weeks of agreement. I'm not comfortable with this, Zach.
Don't worry, we still dislike each other.
I don't like him, no.
Yeah, no.
So boring. So boring. You should hear his conversations.
Yeah, you should see his ego.
It's like blah blah blah. It's like blah blah blah. Invincible 100. Blah blah blah. That's all we hear. And guess who died in Invincible 100?
He doesn't know, so it's fine.
Okay, fine. But they should read Invincible 100.
Oh, you should just read Invincible.
When are we going to see that omnibus? The second omnibus?
Is it out?
No. Why? Walking Dead one's out. For God's sake. Fine.
So
do you know what? And on that note, with that moodiness, I'm going to leave you and say goodbye from me and a goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
And we'll see you again for next week on Talking Comics, issue 24. We've got a special offer this week, right?
We have. We're going to do American Vampire Volume 4, which has recently come out, for £12.50 with a free ship in
Free
the
shipping!
UK.
Free shipping once again in the UK. Okay, guys, it's free shipping to the UK only.
We'd love to send them to America, but it costs us about 10 quid to send these.
No, you're not getting free shipping to the US. I don't know why anyone would think that's going to be the case. It's UK only, free shipping. And American Vampire, we reviewed it. We told you how good it was. It's superb. It's Scott Snyder. Get hold of a copy. $12.50 is cheap as chips as always. And that's the kind of deal you get down here at Limited Edition Comics.